Hello and welcome back to No Stress English. I'm your host, Alex. Maya, it feels like it's been ages. How have you been?
I'm doing great, Alex. It's so great to be here with you and all our listeners today. We've got a fantastic episode lined up.
Today, we're diving into a topic that we get asked about all the time. It's something every English learner thinks about.
And that topic is how to sound more natural in everyday English conversations.
Exactly. We want to help you move away from textbook English and start sounding more like a native speaker in a relaxed, casual way.
We'll be sharing lots of simple phrases and small tips that can make a huge difference. So find a comfy spot, maybe grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's begin.
All right, so Maya, let's start with the big question. When we say sound more natural, what are we actually talking about?
That's a great place to start. I think it's not about having perfect grammar or a huge vocabulary. It's more about the small things.
Right, like, for example, using contractions. In conversations, we almost always say I'm instead of I am, or it's instead of it is.
Totally. Saying the full words can sometimes sound very formal or even robotic. Another thing is being okay with filler words.
Yes, the ums and uhs. Many learners are taught to avoid them, but native speakers use them constantly. It just shows that you're thinking.
Exactly. But I think the main thing we want to focus on today is using the common, everyday phrases that make conversations flow smoothly.
The words and expressions we use for greeting people, agreeing, disagreeing, and ending a conversation.
So let's start with the very beginning of a conversation, greetings and small talk.
Sounds good. Okay, so in school, everyone learns, how are you? And the answer is always, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Right, which is perfectly polite, but it's not what you'll usually hear between friends or colleagues.
Not at all. A much more common question is, how's it going? Or even more casually, how's it going? Notice we often drop the G sound at the end.
Yes, that's a great point. And the answers are different too. You might hear pretty good, not bad, or can't complain.
Let's have our listeners try one. We'll say it, and you can repeat it. Ready? Pretty good.
Another very informal greeting is, what's up? Or what's new?
And the very, very common reply to what's up is not much. It just means nothing special is happening.
Right. Or you might say, same old, same old. I love that phrase. It means, my life is the same as it always is.
It's very friendly. Let's practice that one. Repeat after us. Same old, same old. Let's do a quick role play. Maya, ask me how I'm doing.
All right. Hey, Alex, what's new?
Not much, just gearing up for this episode. How about you? See? A simple, natural exchange. And remember, the way you greet someone can also depend on the context. If you see a friend unexpectedly at a coffee shop, you might say something like, oh, hey, fancy seeing you here.
Great. So just by changing your greetings, you can already start to sound much more natural.
Definitely. Okay, so now we're in the conversation. Let's talk about agreeing with someone.
Okay, it can get a little repetitive if you only say, I agree.
For sure, there are so many other ways to show you feel the same. For simple agreement, you could say totally or exactly.
I use totally all the time. It's quick, easy, and friendly.
B2, let's give that one a try. Everyone, repeat. Totally.
And if you have a very strong agreement with what someone said,
Then you could say, I couldn't agree more. Or a really natural fun one is, you can say that again.
another one I hear a lot, especially in the US, is I feel you or I hear that. These are very empathetic ways to agree. Right. It's an idiom that sounds like you're asking the person to repeat themselves, but it really means I 100% agree.
Exactly. Now, on the other hand, disagreeing can be tricky. You want to be polite.
I disagree can sound very strong and confrontational.
It can. So a softer, more natural way to do it is to first show you understand their idea. You could say, I see your point, but, and then share your different idea.
That's a great structure. It's respectful. Another good one is I'm not so sure about that. It's gentle and opens the door for more discussion.
It does. Let's practice the first one. Ready? Repeat after me. I see your point, but...
Okay, so we've covered greetings and agreeing. What about those little thinking words we mentioned at the start, Alex, the filler words?
Yes, this is so important. Please do not be afraid to use words like well, like, and you know.
They are not mistakes. They are a natural part of speaking. If you need a moment to think, it's completely normal to start a sentence with well.
Right. So if someone asks you, what did you do over the weekend? A very natural answer wouldn't be a perfect fast sentence.
No, it would probably sound something like this. Let's see. On Saturday, I went to the movies with a friend, and on Sunday, I just relaxed at home.
That sounds perfectly natural. Another pair of words that are really useful are kind of and sort of.
We use these to soften our statements. So instead of saying the movie was boring, which is very direct, you could say the movie was kind of boring.
It's a little less strong, a bit more polite. Let's try saying a sentence with it. Repeat after me. It was kind of cloudy today.
Perfect. So embrace the fillers. They are your friends.
Totally. And speaking of friends, let's talk about some other friendly things we do of our words that make us sound more natural. For instance, sound reduction.
You're talking about how we link words together, right? Like gonna instead of going to, or wanna instead of want to.
Exactly. We do this to speak faster and more smoothly. It's a key part of the rhythm of English. Let's look at a few more. For example, give me often becomes gimme. Can you give me a hand? These are great, but sounding natural isn't just about the words we say, it's also about how we say them. That brings us to our next big topic, intonation and stress.
That's right. Intonation is the music of a language. It's the way our voice rises and falls as we speak. It's super important for conveying meaning and emotion. A flat intonation can make you sound bored or uninterested, even if you're using the right words.
For example, think about a simple question like, "You're coming to the party?" If my voice goes up at the end, "You're coming to the party?" It sounds like a real question. I'm asking for confirmation.
If my voice goes down at the end, "You're coming to the party," it's a statement. It sounds like I'm confirming a fact, or maybe even a little surprised. The words are the same, but the meaning is completely different.
Let's have our listeners try this. We'll say the sentence both ways. First, as a real question with rising intonation. Ready? You're coming to the party? Now, as a statement of fact with falling intonation. You're coming to the party.
And then there's stress, which is closely related. In English, we don't say every word with the same force. In every sentence, some words are stressed more than others. These are usually the most important words for the meaning of the sentence, the nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs.
Exactly. For example, in the sentence, I want to go to the beach, the important words are want, go, and beach. The little words like I, to, and the are unstressed. This creates a rhythm. Dot, 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 dot.
And this is a game changer for so many learners. Once you start listening for the rhythm in English, you'll start to notice it everywhere. A great way to practice is to shadow native speakers. Listen to a short clip of a podcast or a movie and try to repeat it exactly as you hear it, paying close attention to the stress and intonation.
That's a fantastic tip, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is to get a feel for the music of the language. Even small improvements in your intonation and stress can make a huge difference in how natural you sound.
So true. It really is the secret sauce to sounding authentic. So true. It really is the secret sauce to sounding authentic.
Totally. All right, that brings us to our final section, how to end the conversation naturally. This can be awkward for anyone, even native speakers.
It really can. You can't just say goodbye and leave. There's a little process to it.
Right. First, you usually give a signal that the conversation's ending. You can start with a word like well or anyway.
And then you often give a reason for leaving. For example, well, I should probably get going. I have an appointment.
Exactly. Or you could say, anyway, it was great to see you, but I have to run. I have to run is a really common idiom that just means I have to leave now.
Another really polite and friendly phrase is, I'll let you go. It sounds like you're ending the conversation for their benefit, which is very nice.
It is. Let's practice that one. Listen and repeat. Anyway, I'll let you go.
And after you've made it clear you're leaving, you use a closing phrase instead of just goodbye.
Right. You can say, talk to you later, or take care, or a very casual one is catch you later.
I like that one. It's very warm and friendly. Let's try it. Repeat after us. Catch you later.
And just like that, you've ended the conversation smoothly and naturally.
And that brings us to the end of our episode for today. Wow, that went by quickly.
It really did. We hope you all found these tips and phrases useful.
Remember, the goal is not perfection. Natural English is often messy and full of pauses and filler words. The key is to relax and communicate.
That's the best advice. Our challenge for you this week is to pick just one or two of the new phrases you learned today and try to use them in a conversation.
It's all about practice, and don't worry if it feels strange at first. The more you use them, the more natural they will become.
For sure. You can find a list of all the phrases we talked about today in the episode description so you can review them anytime.
And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss an episode. We love hearing from you, so please leave us a review and let us know what you think. Thank you so much for listening to No Stress English. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
We'll be back soon with another episode to help you on your English journey. Until then, take care.
And keep practicing.
Catch you later.